All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for episode 4 of Chewed Up, presented by Bubblegum Sports. If you guys were with us last week, we kind of did some live coverage. Didn't work out the greatest, but we got some different stuff for this week, seeing what's all out there. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Clay. We've made it on time for a week finally. If I can get my computer to work here. Hey.
Hello. How we doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
All
Last
right.
day of work tomorrow for the week, so
Nice. I start my week tomorrow. Not looking forward to it. So, and then everybody's favorite. Hopefully, he's a little bit more lively this week and less distracted, unless a squirrel runs by or something. Watching for ice out that window though. Gomez, what are we doing?
Winter coming.
I'm always distracted, pal. I'm always in another world.
I know. I had a joke there, but it ran away from me. We also got somebody else. I believe Luke's coming on at some point here, waiting for him to tune in. He had something going on, running a couple minutes late, but he will be here as well. So we dive right into it. Week 2 was a pretty fun week. What do we think? Any big hot takes from week 2?
I think Green Bay's gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Think so? Yeah,
I do.
We're pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. That was 27-18, and it wasn't even that close. Daniels had a second to throw 90% of the time, if that. And I mean, we got our way with them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what they did to the Lions, and then look at what the Lions did to the Bears. You know, it's can't wait to see what we do in Chicago.
Right, Gomez. Any thoughts on the Packers there?
Bro, it's week 2. Everybody just needs to smoke, chillax, and just
Rodgers, relax.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Everybody needs to relax. How about them Dolphins, Gomez?
No, they don't need to relax.
Are you relaxing? Are you relaxing on those guys? You're shopping for Buccaneers jerseys.
Bro, I knew what the season was holding.
Already
I knew what the season was going to hold. Yeah. Bro, we might go 0-17. Oh, no.
Yeah, fair weather fan. We see how it is.
Never.
Yeah, you guys don't really have fair weather down there. I mean, except for literally, but for the Dolphins themselves, it's how many times you guys made the playoffs in the last 30 years? Twice?
That's irrelevant. Here we go with more statistics. Fun fact for you, though.
That was just off the top of my head. Was that right?
The last time the Dolphins won a playoff game, it was before the division split up, so the Colts were still in the AFC East.
Ooh, so that been when the Bucks were in the NFC North? Oh,
probably.
Yeah. I think you might have even had a full head of hair back then.
It was like Jay Fiedler, quarterback for the Dolphins or something.
Yeah. I think it was Jay Fiedler. Speaking of, you brought up the Lions. Bears that bad? Lions that good? Packers that good? I mean, 52 points?
It's the Bears.
I don't know.
It's the
I
Bears.
think the Packers are pretty good.
I think it's a combination. I think the Packers played really well against the Lions, who didn't show up that week. And I think that the Lions have a really good roster, and I think they're a really good team. And the Bears also suck. The Bears are still the Bears.
The Bears will always beat the Bears.
And holy moly, look in the studio. Who do we have? Gomez has missed this guy, his little boyfriend.
That's my uncle now. You can't be saying that.
Oh, you guys is related.
Oh yeah.
This ain't no Alabama.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're too far north for that.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at now.
I'm in Georgia, so
wow, you're there. You're close.
Close enough.
You're in Georgia.
I'm in the UP.
I mean, you think Roma said, "I love Alabama, roll Tide."
Oh yeah.
No, he couldn't hack it as a NFL coach, so he decided to cover back to the college where
It's
everything's
two different
play
styles.
option, read option pass.
I think there's a lot more college coaches, or there's more NFL coaches that can coach in college, but it's not as easy of a transition. There's a lot of NFL coaches that are very successful that aren't good in college, and vice versa. But I mean, you got to hand it to them. They got what, six national championships?
Indiana Jones or Alabama Jones?
Alabama Jones. So Super Bowl rematch. Eagles snuck it out against the Chiefs. Chiefs are now 0-2. Are we worried about them?
No, I'm not. I mean, they're 0-2, but they're really hurt on offense, and you know they'll stay around. I mean, they'll win a couple of games, and they'll keep their record close enough, and then they'll start getting healthy. And I'm not saying they're going to blow the top off right away, but they'll be in the playoff, maybe a wild card, and then they'll be tough to knock out because Mahomes is a good quarterback. He's hard to beat at the end of games, no matter what. He's always even last week, they were there at the end of the game with chances. You know, Kelsey doesn't drop that ball in the end zone and hand the pick to the Eagles guy. It's a different game. You know, they got a chance. They're right there. Hit him in the hands too for a touchdown.
Yeah,
you ain't got to worry. The refs will bring them back in.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing good ball. Each one of the games has been real close, one-score game. Last year, they were winning those. This year, it's you can blame the refs or whatever you want to blame. They're not finding the way to come through on those and win them.
No Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy and aging Travis Kelsey, you know, when he was younger, in and out of those breaks, man, he was quicker, getting his hands around, getting his head around to see that ball, and he could stretch lower and get those balls that weren't perfect, make Mahomes look even better. Just, you know, you age, get 35, 36, you keep, stretch your bend.
They had Reek for how many of those years?
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't think they're as good as what they were, but until proven otherwise, I mean, they're still the AFC team to beat.
Well, I still think their defense is legit. I think their defense is very good. Chris Jones is still a top tier defensive lineman and just kind of a game wrecker in the middle there. He really is a game changer for if anybody had him in the middle of the line. But you know, year in, year out, he's the heart of that defense and why they are really tough.
Yeah, he's definitely a beast. And then the Chargers put a stomping on the Raiders. Granted, the Raiders aren't that good, but the Chargers are looking like a contenders, in my opinion, at least.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get their running game going. It has been abysmal to non-existent lately, but their defense keeping them in the game. Herbert's been balling. He's been putting up MVP type numbers, which I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league personally. But I think they're going to be a real tough team to beat. They're going to be right up there come January. Anybody got anything else?
I think they're tough, but they're beatable. They're young, inexperienced, haven't played in any kind of real high pressure. I mean, like I said, I like them, but I don't see them. They'll be a playoff team, but probably a first round exit. That's what I see with the Chargers. I do think they're tough. They got a good defense and they're getting better, but you know, still a lot of young pieces on that team, especially that offense. Running back, receivers.
Yeah, there's like a bunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw him swatting.
Yeah, fucking flies everywhere in this fucking hotel.
Little no-tell motel.
Yeah.
Russ, is he back?
450
yards and 3 touchdowns.
He balled.
Giants country, let's ride. I mean,
let's do it. I mean, I don't think he was that. I don't think he's been that bad over the last few years. I mean, he clearly hasn't been that good either. He's definitely not Russell Wilson, what we saw with the Seahawks. But
he's dangerous.
What's that?
He's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Literally,
he had 2 wide receivers over 120 yards I mean, Malik
What-
Neighbors, he's insane.
After all that, though, it took one play to lose that game.
Yep,
One
one
play.
play. Who's
Well,
who-
now, here's the question. Was that Wilson or was that Neighbors? Clear. It looks obvious like Wilson, but, young receiver, did he do an out corner route versus going in where he should have been? Or maybe an experience, you see, but that ball was just floated out in the middle of nowhere. There's no receiver there. Whose
Yeah.
fault is that?
Yeah, because you don't picture Russ making that big of an error just to yeet it out there for anybody to grab, But yeah,
But if
without
it wasn't,
really watching the
wasn't
tape,
on the receiver. If it was on the receiver, big on him for not, pulling like an Aaron Rodgers and just throwing him under the bus because he's a young receiver and probably screwed up. But yeah.
Well, the one Rodgers threw under the bus, he was irrelevant.
Which one?
Like Williams, that's the only one he's ever maybe thrown out under the bus. Maybe. He didn't even say his name specifically. Didn't even say his name. It's all speculation.
I'm not even saying under the bus. Just totally screamed and bitched out on the field.
Well, sometimes you need it.
Him do that a lot,
Yeah.
especially young receivers.
Saw the same thing with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, anybody that's in the conversation of the greatest quarterbacks, at least of our era. You see them doing the same thing. You expect a level of greatness. You expect a level of competence and knowledge, and expect them to run the right plays. I see nothing wrong with it. You're being paid millions and millions of dollars to do a job. Do the fucking job.
I would agree fully if you show up to every training camp before the season in week 1 or 2, you're doing that.
Most vet quarterbacks don't.
Rodgers
Yeah, but it's
doesn't.
different when you're on a
Most
new
didn't.
team.
After Rodgers got bad PR, they all started showing up. But
It's different when you're on the same team year in, year out, Like if
I agree. I'd like
Rodgers
to
was
see-
still with Green Bay, it'd be something different.
True. Yeah, I can see that. And, speaking of Rodgers, that was my next thing on the list. He actually looked human this week. 18 of 33, 201, 1 touchdown, 2 picks in the loss. I think this was a fluke. I don't know. I still see him coming back, bouncing back, and balling. But was last week the fluke, or is it this week?
I think the
Who
first
are we
week
gonna
was
see
the
week
fluke.
3.
I think week 1 was the fluke.
You think so?
Yes.
Why?
They
Give me
played
a
the
reason.
Jets. They played the Jets. The Jets
All right.
defense didn't put pressure on Aaron Rodgers. He sat in that pocket all day. He could write notes on that football and throw it to whoever he wanted. Things changed when he had a little pressure on there. Boy, he just struggled. They couldn't move the ball. They had no running game. DK Metcalf looked way overrated. What do you have, 20 yards? Caught a touchdown, kind of saved fantasy days. But, I got a lot of worries about that team because if they can't keep Rodgers a clean pocket, they ain't going to go very far. Like, at this point, they're looking middle of the road to me after that game. Like,
their defense needs to step it up too. Defense is
the
not
defense is terrible. One of the highest paid in the league, and it was awful. Absolutely awful.
Although I do wish
How about their special
Dave and
teams?
Jeff were here, or
Oh, yeah.
just for you're talking about them playing the Jets and how bad that defense was. Because for any of you guys that watched Bubblegum Sports prior to me starting to host, we had this Rodgers debate all the time, and they made it sound like this defense was top 5 in the league, generational almost. And Rodgers couldn't overcome that. Now they played the Jets and their defense is terrible. Just they didn't make many moves, so if you guys are watching,
Well, you don't make moves every year, and your team ages. You don't get better or younger. Yeah, your team declines. But at the same time, their defense was really good. Was one of the top defenses towards top 10 or so last year. And you're supposed to have one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Should have much better results than what you had. Granted, they have no offensive line or structure. They don't know how to build a team.
Led the league in drops.
There's a lot of things that go into that equation. But, at the same time, you see see some of that pattern repeating with the Steelers, no offensive line and whatnot. But that defense for the Jets, they weren't good against the Bills early in seasons when you got especially a total new regime on defense and stuff coming in with Aaron Glenn. There's guys got to learn this stuff.
And
they were not good against the Bills.
Nobody's defense looks good against the Bills. I mean, the Ravens got a
Steelers
really good defense.
Nothing
and they
for the Jets.
Put up 41 on them. You know, the Bills put up 41 on the Ravens, who have a really good defense, top 10 defense for sure. And
their defense, Jair Alexander, he got benched. He was so bad, dude.
Well,
that defense had it was like trying to put a Flex Seal on the Titanic to save it, trying to stop those goals.
It was a top 10 defense before Jair even. So even if he doesn't perform or if he's injured or whatever, it's still
top tier last year, maybe the year before. I'm talking right now this year.
Yeah, they're
not playing like it. They're not playing like it, but they could be. At the end of the year, they probably will be.
They only gave up, I think, 14 to the Browns.
That's Cleveland, first of all. And
it's still
40 something to the Bills.
Yeah. Bills, like I said, they make every defense look like crap. Oh. Last week was riddled with injuries. What are you giggling about?
Just you two going back and forth about the Bills.
Hey, it's a podcast. You got something to say? Chime in.
Yeah.
Chime in.
What you got on
We want to hear it. You run your mouth constantly outside the podcast, and you get on here and just.
What you got, Luke?
It's so timid.
Well, Josh Allen last week. You could tell that game was just like they had like a mindset going in that game that they were going to run the ball. Josh Allen maybe threw for like 140 yards, I think. I mean, it was just a complete utter dominance at the line of scrimmage. James Cook had an amazing game. I think he had 2 touchdowns. Over 100 yards all purpose. So, but I mean, when you run the ball like that and you got a quarterback in the backfield like that, I mean,
good.
Yeah, tough to beat. And you look at them too. They're Keon Coleman's starting to develop. I like him as a receiver. Mm-hmm. They got a good slot receiver in Shakir. That's probably one of your top, if not the best team in the AFC right now.
And that wide receiving core is very young too.
Arguably,
very young.
I mean,
I like the Bills. Good team.
We'll get into power rankings later, but I got Bills as my number 1 team right now. I mean, a lot of it is because they play in the AFC, and I mean, there's some good teams in the AFC, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Injuries, there's a bunch of injuries. I'll go through a couple of them here. McCarthy hurt his ankle, I believe high ankle sprain. He's out for at least 3 weeks. Aaron Jones went on the IR with hamstring. Jaden Reed obviously broke his collarbone. We were watching the game and announced that. He's going to be out 8 weeks. Fields got a concussion. He's going to be out this week at least due to protocol. And then the big one, which I want to have a little bit of talk about, Joe Burrow with grade 3 turf toe needs surgery and is going to be out 12 weeks. He is looking at week 15 for a return. First of all, do we see him come back this year? Or are the Bengals, if they're not in contention, clearly they're not going to bring him back if they're completely out of the playoffs? Are they going to be able to stay in contention to where Burrow might come back? And if they stay in contention, do you bring him back yet? Because you're clearly good enough for a playoff appearance without him. Gomez, we'll start with you.
It's Joe Burrow. You bring him back. What are you even talking about? Like, why wouldn't you bring him back? He's going to give you your best chances to win, even if you're doing all right and you barely scrape by and get a wild card seed.
Yeah, but what if they're not?
Honest, if you make the playoffs, if he wants to come back, you let him come back.
But
like him and Jamar
if they're out of contention, do they bring him back?
Why not?
Chance of re-injury for no reason. If you're out of contention.
If he wants to come back and play, why not?
Because you're paying him.
I mean,
$40 million a year or more. I don't even remember his contract. But you're paying him that. You don't want him to get hurt. And if it's a meaningless game.
I don't if can that offense stay, at par with what they've been putting up with, the past couple of years? Like, do you think the connection between Jake Browning and Joe Burrow is going to be the same? And in my opinion, I don't think their defense is all that good. They have one star, and that's Trey Hendrickson. I don't really know. I mean, thinking about it from a, like a manager standpoint, why would you put Burrow in that position if, you could possibly re-injure or whatever? You only got, maybe 2 or 3 games left to play in the season. And I think if they're below 500, I don't know why, but like Eric said, if there's a chance that they might clip Spy, get a wild card or something like that, I mean, he's right. Why wouldn't you have your quarterback that you pay $40 million a year in the game? There's a reason why you pay him that money. There's a reason why you should be playing.
Well, do you think that they'll be able to sneak by and get in that position, or do you think that we're done?
I think it's just too close to tell. You have to see how next game goes and how the offense is run. Obviously, you got a new quarterback running the offense, but I just think Jamar Chase is so good that they should have enough opportunities to put the ball in the end zone. You got Chase Brown back there. He was played fairly well last year. I don't know. I feel like it's just still too close to make a big assumption about where they're gonna land in the next 8 or even like 10 weeks, what their record's gonna look like.
I think we're gonna see them back. I think their defense is horrible, but what we've seen of Jake Browning in the past is he's competent. He's a solid backup, not great by any means, but they have enough high-powered offense, enough high-powered weapons for him to keep them in the game. Maybe win a few here and there, just keep them in the hunt. And then Chase Brown, last time Browning came in for an extended period, I don't think Chase Brown was on the team yet or just emerging. I can't remember, but they have him now, so they can go run heavy and have him just be a game manager. They don't need him to make all these plays as long as the defense can stay semi-competent. I mean, like I said, I think last year they were historically bad. I mean, they put up I think a record number of points per game and still missed the playoffs because their defense was that bad, and they didn't add anybody. Well, they added Shamar Stewart, who is doubtful for this week because of his foot. But Clay?
Well, I think, if you're in the playoffs, you're a team right there, you bring Burrow back, no question. But if you're not in the playoffs, you don't bring him back. But my take, I personally, I like Browning. I liked a lot of what I saw. I saw he wasn't afraid to sling the ball. He threw a couple of picks, but you got a guy who hasn't played since preseason. He came in, he had 250 some yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. But you felt like, hey, he can move the ball. We could put the ball in the ball in the end zone. They have a chance. You start running a little bit more, getting heavy on Brown, but you don't go away from Browning. I mean, he can sling it. You've got good receivers you're paying a ton of money for. That's why you pay for these good receivers, because they make your quarterback better. That's why teams with good quarterbacks don't pay receivers, because they can make the receivers better. So you got a team like that, you pay a lot for the offense. Your defense struggled. They do have that potential on defense because they can put pressure on a quarterback. They can score the ball, they can score, and they can put pressure on a quarterback. They can't really do a whole heck of a lot more on defense, but when you can put pressure on a quarterback, you stand a chance, especially if you can score. Because when you get up, the other team's got to throw. But that's my take. I think they'll be in the playoffs. I think Joe Burrows will come back. I think the Bengals will. I don't think they're going to be, 11-6 or anything like that. But I think they'll be 2 games over. I think they'll sneak in, and Burrow will be back, and they'll be a tough exit because they can sling the ball. But Burrow's a slow starter, so if he comes back in the playoffs, it's hard to tell. But you bring him back, no question.
Looking at their schedule, realistically, the Bengals have 5-6 wins coming. You know, they got the Vikings this week. They got the Broncos. They got the Lions, Green Bay, Steelers, Jets, Bears, Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, and then Burrow's projected to come back against the Ravens. He's got to come back for that game if they even want to have a chance at making the playoffs. And then they finish off the year real easy with the Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. Like, you get.
I heard some winnable games in there.
Yeah. There's definitely winnable games. I mean, you got the Steelers twice. You got the Jets. You got the Bears and the Patriots.
A-Rod, baby. He's going to tear that defense up.
Them are all winnable games.
Browning is going to tear him up.
No, Steelers is going to do it.
No,
but real quick here. Tori said that Worthy's coming back. Is he coming back this week? Did you guys hear? I thought he was 3 weeks minimum.
Well, I'll be honest. Even if he comes back, he's going to be a decoy. Dislocated shoulder, I think it was. You dislocated your elbow. You know what that's like. I mean, how are you going to go catch passes from Mahomes and run routes and do everything you can?
Shoulders aren't that big though. Like they're it's the easiest one to pop out. And the more you pop it out, the easier it is to pop back in. No worries.
Exactly.
Xavier was limited in practice today.
I wouldn't bring him back. I'd let that thing heal for another week or two. They'll be fine. Even if they don't win this week, I still think they'll be fine.
Kind of agree there. So part 2, this is kind of a hypothetical of the Joe Burrow thing. Do you, with as much games as he's missed due to injury, he's now, if he comes back week 15, he'll miss 39 games of his career so far. He's played in 74 games, I believe. So he's missed 2.5 full seasons due to injuries. Are you guys worried about his durability as a franchise quarterback? And if you're the Bengals, would you consider, depending on what trade offers you get, maybe moving on from him if the salary cap is wise, moving on from him and getting an absolute haul and trying to rebuild?
No.
Not a chance. No. I would move to those receivers before I move Joe Burrow. I would get hauls for them, replace them with young receivers and a young offensive line who can block for them.
But you also got
injury problems because they don't block. Archie he could be good, but there's still a lot
You're looking 2 years down the road, pal.
Yeah,
you moving the offseason. You also got is it Penn State or Notre Dame? I forget his name. Has
Drew Aller.
Yeah, Drew Aller.
Let me put it to you this way.
Pretty darn good.
You know how Jerry just traded Parsons to Green Bay? That would be identical but worse if you got rid of Burrow.
You're probably looking at 4 first-round picks, 5, 6.
Not worth it. You could spend how many Bears spent trying to find a quarterback?
Nobody's going to give that up.
First-round pick.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's what I would do.
How long
is that popped in my head? I'd consider doing something like that on Madden or something. That's why I ask. Oh, it was a thought.
That was a good question.
No Jets. You want no fans to come to the game, you trade Joe Burrow. It's worse than Doncic's going to the Mavericks.
Bruno says, live 25 minutes ago, got to search all over to find the show. Not sure if you're on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I'm more confused than Benny when it comes to the fact finding to back up a point. That's pretty damn confused, bud. I don't know why it's not showing up on the Bubblegum pages the last couple weeks. I think you follow me on Facebook, but yeah, which I apologize for anybody that's trying to figure out what time and everything. Work schedules have been a little bit different, and also we're trying to find a sweet spot that works well for everybody. That's not too late. Gomez is in a different time zone, so he's an hour or two later. Clay doesn't get done with work till later, so it's late for Gomez, early for Clay, and also with kids' bedtimes and everything, we're trying to find that sweet spot and still a good day for that. So I apologize for the confusion and the different times and everything, but we'll try to keep you guys updated as best as possible on that. It's going to kind of be bouncing back and forth. Like I said, trying to find what works best for everybody, including especially our viewers. If you guys got suggestions, please comment on my posts and everything, or on here. Let us know. All right, so moving on from Joe Burrow, we got the ESPN Power Rankings for Week 3 came out. Rattle through these real quick. If you guys have any big changes that you guys would do.
I do got one hot take though.
What's your one hot take?
Minnesota will be way better with Carson Wentz under center, and that team will take off.
Is that a hot take?
I'm almost worried about it, but not really with our defense. With our after.
Are you? I don't even know if that's a hot take. I mean, a lot of people are all over JJ McCarthy. I'm not.
Carson Wentz that team's gonna take off with Carson Wentz under center.
McCarthy has played one good quarter of football. Yeah. One good quarter.
That's
debatable. I think he got lucky when he was throwing the ball and running it.
Yeah.
Y'all panic?
I'm not panicking. I'm just stating the obvious.
I've never been a fan of him.
I'm not panicking.
I don't think he's a good quarterback. If he was,
I'm not panicking, but I can clearly tell he's not ready.
I think he's going to be nothing.
Nor is their offensive line ready.
Eric and I already had this conversation today.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he's.
Let's hear about.
You got to give him time. You just got to give him time. I mean, their big name tackle there is just going to be coming back from what was it? Torn ACL, torn MCL, torn ACL, torn meniscus, something like that he had last year. So that's going to help pressure wise. Yeah. But like it's. JJ didn't do nothing last year. He sat on the bench. He learned a little bit, not a lot. Like you got to give the guy time.
Couldn't even practice, so that's the hard part. The guy missed all year, couldn't even practice. So
yeah,
that was tough throwing him under the gun like that. I feel bad. I almost feel bad for the kid.
Yeah, especially when you don't have the talent to back it up.
I mean,
give him time. He's missing one of his top receivers. Like they only got Jay Jettas out there. They ain't got Addison. Like you gotta.
So you're telling me Addison is a top, just say 20 wide receiver if he's playing? You think he's top 20? Or you have a top 5, if not top 3, or even the best wide receiver in the league? You know what I mean? And here's the thing. I look at JJ McCarthy. He was carried to a national championship. All the hype around him, whatever. Had to make 1 or 2 good throws a game for Michigan. Now he has to make 1 or 2 good throws a drive. And that's a lot different. You know, everyone, I mean, Cody's real high on him because he, a big Michigan guy. Oh, he can throw any ball at any place, whatever. But I don't really think of him that highly either. I think, like Clay said, he's not ready. He needs time. He missed a lot of that first learning year. And I think they went they did get, did they get anything for Darnold? Or was that just like a...
No, free agent. They didn't re-sign him. Free agent.
See, they let him, not necessarily let him walk. I don't know what contract they offered him, but not big enough. I mean,
they'd be looking at possibly a Super Bowl contention, with Darnold under center. Now you're looking at, are we going to get out of the first pick of the draft with JJ under center?
Yeah. Bruno said Addison is a top receiver on the Vikings, so is Thielen. Well, yeah, on the Vikings.
They only hasn't had time with Thielen.
No, but he's got weapons. You can't say he doesn't. I mean, Jefferson, Addison, he's not out there. You got Thielen, Hawkinson, you got Mason, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, but what has Hawkinson done?
Nothing, because they were throwing the ball.
Nothing.
I mean, he's good.
He's a solid tight end.
Well, yeah, they like to claim that Hawkinson was also top 10 tight end, which I don't agree with either.
He was, yeah.
Right.
I would take him on my team. He's big, he can catch, he's fast, he blocks. I mean, he's all around a good tight end. I'm not saying he's the best in the league or anything, but I would take him on my team.
At one point, he was the top 5 for sure. But we got to get moving on and move this along a little bit. We're going to go over the rankings real quick. ESPN's got the Bills number 1, number 2 Eagles, Packers, Ravens, Lions, Rams, Chargers, Kansas City, Commanders, and then the Buccaneers. Do you guys agree with those or any big changes that you guys would make?
Read that list again.
They got Bills, Eagles, Packers, Ravens, Lions, Rams, Chargers, Kansas City, Commanders. I was almost going to say the old name, and Buccaneers.
Well, power rankings are power rankings. Whether or not they are, it's hard to say the Eagles aren't the best team in the NFL right now, being that they're defending Super Bowl champs. They're 2-0. They don't let teams score on them. They don't score a ton, but they don't have to. They play small ball, but they're damn good at it. They're friggin' good. I think if the Bills had to play the Eagles, I would put money on the Eagles in that game.
Yeah, I can't disagree with it. I'm just looking at my power rankings, kind of comparing them. That I put them on mine out before I even looked at ESPN.
You got Green Bay number 1.
No, I got them number 2. I got the Bills number 1, Packers, then the Eagles. Just for how dominant the Packers have looked, I think the Eagles are probably better. I was back and forth on that. Even 1, 2, and 3, I think you can kind of intermix.
I'm a Green Bay guy. I like Green Bay, and I would take Green Bay in a game, but it's hard to say the Eagles aren't the best.
It is. That's one. Like I said, 1, 2, and 3. You can kind of put tossed up there. I mean, the Ravens only lost by 1 to the Bills, so they're. I mean, so essentially 1, 2, 3, and 4 you can intermix. I mean, depending on the week and how hot they look. But my big thing is I got the Bucks up at number 7 versus number 10, and then I dropped the Rams. The Rams I got at number 9. I don't think they're great, and I still got the Broncos in my top 10.
I think Bo Nix has got if he's gonna, the Broncos.
Think he's what? Sorry, you cut out there.
I cut out?
Yeah, just a little bit. You said Bo Nix is, and then it cut out for just a split second.
I don't think the Broncos look all that good.
No.
I'm
kind of going off of what they said or what they looked like last year. Yeah, they have not looked good this year.
No.
They don't look good to start the year last year either, but towards the end of the season, they were tough. That defense is good. They're going to be tough. They will be a tough team to beat. Especially starting to get a running game with Dobbins. Their defense is good. Surtain covering, lock down any corner or any receiver you got, and you got some edge rushers. Pressure on the quarterback, decent at stopping the run. Will be a tough team, especially in Colorado late in the year.
Would you put them in your top 10?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would. Me personally.
I was make sure I wasn't crazy.
Well, I think they were a playoff team last year.
Broncos, yeah, for sure.
And they still got Cortland Sutton, a good receiver, solid receiver. Troy Franklin and Bo Nix are starting to get a little chemistry there. So I mean, they got a little running game too. They're doing some stuff in
I think you just picked up Franklin, didn't you? In fantasy?
Yeah, I did. I'm
not gonna lie, I completely forgot to look at waivers this week. Bruno says Cowboys are only a few points away from beating Philly. They'd be 2-0 right now. Yeah, but they're only a few points away from losing to the Giants and would be 0-2 right now.
That's the thing about Philly, man. Everybody's only a couple points away from beating them all the time. They seem to freaking come out on top.
Gonna say that they still
man. Almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and tactical nuclear warfare. Them are the only 3 that almost only counts in. I don't. They still lost.
Yeah, it's tough for me to ever put them in my top 10. Not a fan, little biased, but I don't think they've ever been that good I don't think they've been a top 10 team. They should be better in class. The Ravens and the Bills should be 1-1. They should be ranked number 2. I can't disagree with the Ravens being ranked up there. I mean, it's a really good team, but I haven't seen enough of what I loved about them to put them ahead of the Packers or Eagles or Bills. Bills beat them head to head, so Bills are going to be above them. But I mean, I like the Packers and the Eagles more than the Ravens. They're my preseason AFC pick to make the Super Bowl, but I think the Packers and the Eagles are both better than them.
Hey, man.
I think that would be a tough matchup for Green Bay.
I got a hot take on the power rankings. Here's my hot take.
What you got?
Pending how this week goes, I would potentially put the Indianapolis Colts in my top 10.
I was debating on it. I was.
Even against the Broncos, they looked good.
They looked really good.
Fun to watch that game.
Which I am glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought up the Colts, actually, because before we get into our new segment here that we're going to do, Indiana Jones, are they that good? Are they that good? I mean, they're playing the Titans this week, so I think they're going to win. They've looked dominant. Jones has looked amazing. The run games look good. Defenses look good. Are they the sleeper team of the year?
If they can keep that run game going,
I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah.
Their defense is pretty
good. Danny Dimes just needed the right offense.
I mean, yeah, he's finally got an offensive line to semi-block for him and give him some time. And competent receivers. He doesn't have any standout receivers, but I mean, he's got a good safety blanket in Ty Warren. He's got Michael Pittman Jr., who he was injured the last couple of years, but he's been, when he's healthy, a top receiver in the league. I think they're a dangerous team. I think they're going to probably break into my top 10 after this week because we're going to see some of these other teams falter. And I think they're going to give it to the Titans, but I couldn't put them in the top 10 right now, but I think they're going to be the surprise team of the year.
Oh, for sure.
Danny Dimes is pretty good. You look at his numbers.
Yeah.
What's that? No, his numbers are
interesting to see. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, his numbers are good. You look at him even last year before he got hurt and they went another direction, kind of whatnot. He had some good games and some bad games. He was just starting to get kind of a click with neighbors. But before that, he never really had weapons in New York. He had Saquon Barkley. Well, yeah, that's a weapon. But then they let him walk, and look at what he's done. Now look at Jones is walking. He's got a solid team around him, not just we'll try to give you one thing here or there, or just nothing. He's got some receivers. He's got a tight end, and he's got one of the best running backs in the NFL. And you got a big quarterback who's a lot more athletic than people give him. Danny Dimes is a pretty athletic dude. He's coming into his own. He's not that old. What is he, 27, 28 years old? That's about the time people really, really learn and click on stuff. So yeah, I mean the Colts. I think they're a playoff team. I think they will be in the playoffs this year.
I think
what helped him. I think what helped him immensely is going to a team and actually having a coach that believes in him and believes that he'll perform, versus being in New York where, let's be real, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. They care about this last game. What did you do for me? Where when you're in New York, that's even more amplified. What did you do for me this last drive? And
a fan base that'll let you cook or fail a little bit if you need to.
I personally think that's the big thing with Danny Dimes is he's not quite battle test is probably not the right word. Mentally tough because he started as a rookie in New York, followed Eli Manning, had all this pressure, all these expectations, and he heard it all. He's been there, done it, heard it. He's mentally tough. He's not going to let a little bit of adversity get to him. I think he's going to be really good this year. I'll bring this comment back up. Bruno, I can't remember for sure, but I know somebody did, so I'll give you the credit for it. I'm pretty sure that was you. You said he was going to have a similar year to Arnold, going to be the next surprise quarterback and have a hell of a year. Hats off. Time will tell. I think you're right now that I've seen him play. I definitely have my questions about him, whether he's even going to start or not. But, yeah, you called that preseason before he was even named named starter, I believe. So, hey, if you're right, hats off. Hell of a take. So, we'll be transitioning now. We got a new segment on the show. Guys will have to give us some feedback and let us know how it is. We're going to call it the Master Debaters, where we take a couple of the key games during the week, and we have two people. We've selected them kind of at random. There's a couple of games we kind of cherry picked, but for the most part, everybody's got a different take on who they think is going to win the game. And they're going to go head to head and see who's got the best take and who can give the best argument for the victory. You guys in the comments, please chat it up, talk smack, and let us know who you think is going to win. So find out where I'm at here. Got my notes all mixed up. I don't want to notice this wrong here. So we have, first off, Rams versus Eagles. Gomez thinks the Rams are going to win. I believe the Eagles are going to win. Gomez, I'm going to let you start here just because I have to try and figure out how to get the setup right here without completely moving everybody.
Bear with us, people.
How to get the setup? Yeah. What kind of setup you got?
Trying to figure out the screens here. Gomez, you start. Clay and Bartle, I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. I can't figure it out. We're good. We're good.
Oh, this goes back to the whole you being confused, pal.
Yeah, I'm still figuring all this layout and everything out. So it's there's a lot more on my screen than there is on yours. I promise you that. I'm gonna play with it a little bit and figure it all out. But
it's all good.
Rams versus Eagles. Gomez, you start.
I mean, realistically, statistically speaking, the Rams are just the better team right now. Granted, we're 2 weeks in. They're averaging more points per game, more total yards. They have more passing yards. Granted, they're lacking in the rushing yards, but it's not really a rushing offense, I suppose you could say. They average 6.2 yards per play versus the Eagles' 5.1 yards per play. They got one more turnover than the Eagles, but, that's whatever. Just going through some of my stats here. They only allow 302
sure.
yards.
Why are they going to win?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's all about the statistics, pal. They allow 302 yards per game versus the Eagles' 320 yards per game, right? Their defense is averaging 4 sacks per game versus the Eagles' 1 sack per game. Interceptions is equal, tackles for loss is about equal. I mean, at the end of the day, the Rams have a very strong path for upset. The Eagles not getting that pass rush is going to hurt them, especially when, obviously, the Rams are a passing team. You're going to have to put pressure on Stafford, and if you're not getting home to him, he's just going to do what he wants with you and have his way with your secondary. It's just they got Adams, they got Nakua. Like, Stafford could go for 300 plus. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a real good game. Now, Eagles are a little bit better in the red zone, but the whole tush-push nonsense. Nobody get out of here with that. Actually play some football. Quit touching your quarterback's backside and let's see what happens.
We all know you like your tush-push.
They're big.
What you got, man?
So I'm hitting wrong buttons here again. Hold on. See if I can bring us back. There we go. So you bring up the yards per game and everything like that. Eagles are hands down the best roster on paper in the NFL and one of the most complete teams. I will give you their secondary's the biggest question mark of their team, and they're playing against two great receivers and Stafford. But all the Eagles have to do is keep it rolling. If you look at the last couple of games, the Rams have given up 92 yards and 4.2 yards per carry against Pollard, and 60 yards and 4.6 yards per carry against Chubb, who's still he's lost a step. He's older. Nick Chubb, he's good, but I got Barkley going off for 150 plus 2+ touchdowns. I think their biggest keys are going to be getting AJ Brown involved early to keep him out of passing situations, and they got to get him going. He's been real slow start, but they will. It's only a matter of time, and he's going to be. I'd see him jumping out 14-0 to start the game because their defense is really good. The yards against them that you brought up, that's also including the Cowboys, who they lost. I'm forgetting his dang name. Jalen Carter, arguably one of the best defensive tackles in the league, if not the best. They lost him before he ever played a snap. So as long as they stay disciplined and don't get anybody ejected and don't give up free plays, they're gonna roll them. They're the most complete team. Clay said they play small ball. They play small ball, and they're gonna be good. And
right here, I'm looking at the stats.
Destroy them.
I'm looking at the stats per game. The Rams allow 106 rushing yards per game. The Eagles allow 180 passing yards per game.
I will give you, because the Rams have played against two meh teams. If I do recall, it was against the Titans and the Texans. Woohoo! Real high-powered offenses there to not give up a lot of points, and they still gave up almost 100 yards to Tony Pollard, 60 yards to Chubb, and almost 5 yards a carry. They're going to roll all over him. Barkley, they're not going to stop him. He's going to average 6, 7, 8 yards a carry, probably more than that statistically, because he's going to be probably busting out a few 20, 30, 40 yard runs.
What about the Chiefs? What about the Chiefs with a freaking tight end so old that he needs a freaking walker? Hey, come on.
What does that have to do with the Rams defense?
The Eagles. You're trying to make an argument for the Rams. Oh, they played the Texans. They played these guys. The Eagles played the Chiefs. The Chiefs.
For the Rams?
The Chiefs, who made the fucking Super Bowl last year. So obviously they're terrible. They're a Super Bowl team. They didn't lose anybody on defense.
Man, the key for the game for the Rams there, the Rams got to get the ball in the playmakers' hands. They got to get Puka the ball. They got to get Devontae Adams the ball. And they got to let Stafford cook. And then they have to stack the box and stop the run. And for the Eagles, all about small ball. Time of possession. Eat the clock. You're going to run the ball with Saquon. You're going to run it with Jalen Hurts. And then you're going to throw it here and there when you have to. And that's what they're going to do.
Saquon's going to get a lot of touches. Saquon's going to get a lot of touches. But I think the Rams will slow him down and force Jalen to pass the ball.
What you got for the next game, Ben?
All right, so the next game here. Sorry for my having to flip back and forth. We'll completely switch people up here, and we will go. Where am I here? Sorry about that. So we're gonna go Luke versus Clay. Luke says Cowboys are gonna win. Clay says Bears are finally not gonna bear.
You can go ahead, Clay. Go ahead. Tell me why the Bears will win.
How the Bears are gonna win?
Yeah.
All right. How the Bears win this game? You get that ball to Swift. You put the ball on the ground. You get it to Swift. You get it into his hands, and you let Caleb Williams go out of play action, and you throw the ball out of play action. But they don't run the ball enough. They put it in Caleb Williams' hands too much in a lot of spots where he's got to scramble and throw it in weird spots. A lot of teams, especially the young quarterbacks, man, they don't run the ball enough. They don't get the running game involved. You get that running game involved, and you can take it. And on defense, man, you pin your ears back and you get Dak Prescott. You get him to the ground, and your coverage is what it is. You actually got Jalen Johnson, the back end, solid corner. You got some edge rushers though, Montez Sweat. You got a couple middle linebacker, Edwards. But the key is putting pressure on the quarterback. And if they do that, they get to the quarterback. they'll win that game. They run the ball. Don't put it all on Caleb Williams. Get the ball to Swift. You got Roshan Johnson, another young back. Why are you not using Swift? You paid him money. He's putting middle of his contract. Use the ball for him. You know? Or Roshan Johnson too, a young running back. Get him the ball. Give these guys a chance. You got, I mean, how many young receivers do they got? Too many. Put it in Caleb Williams' hand too much. That's how the Bears win. Pressure on the quarterback. You run the ball.
All right. Well, I'd also just like to state too here first. Jalen Johnson is injured. He will not be playing this week. The Bears defense also is not anything great by any means in my eyes. Caleb Williams is a very good quarterback when he is on script. You can take his first 2 drives of the first 2 games that he played. They went down there and scored a touchdown. As soon as he gets off script, it's over. I just think that the Cowboys offense is too strong for the Bears defense. Jalen Johnson being out hurts them. They got a couple of good wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb and the other wide receiving core for Dallas. I think if they keep the running game alive like they did last week too, I think Javonte Williams had over 120 yards rushing too. Yeah, I just don't. I think if they can run the ball well, obviously, just like any other team, obviously the Bears are just the Bears. I just don't believe that they'll win. You can call me unstudied for this game or whatever, but
The Bears.
Bears.
They'll suck.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was messing with my notebook, so I muted myself there. Yeah, I gotta agree with Luke that the Cowboys are gonna win. I mean, the Bears are gonna Bears my number one take on it. And one thing he didn't bring up is how many rushing yards the Bears have given up to the Lions alone. I mean, they averaged 7.2, 5.2 yards a carry, 94 and 60 yards. And that was to the Lions, who have a great rushing attack, but they also gave up 4.5 yards a carry to Jordan Mason. Like,
who?
Exactly. Minnesota's back. Bears is going to Bear. I want to talk about tomorrow's game. Bills versus Dolphins. I personally don't know how or why or what is wrong with Clay. He said he wanted this game specifically. I think it was partially to hear Gomez argue against the Dolphins. But Clay, I think he sounded serious when he said he thought that the Dolphins were going to pull an upset against the Bills.
I do. I really do, man. The sleeper game of the week.
Clay, I want to hear your take, and then we'll bring in Gomez on, and I'll even give you time to rebuttal afterwards, Clay.
Well, first of all, the Dolphins only averaging like 60 to 70 yards on the ground per game. They got to get the ball in that Achan's hands. He is such a good playmaker. You threw it to him a lot. Get him the ball on the ground. You got Ollie Gordon coming off the bench as another running back. Get the ground game going. Because Tua, if you're sitting back and trying to let him try to do shit, you can't do that. You got to let him get 1 or 2 reads, get the ball out quick. You do play action, hit screens, wide receiver screens. You get it to Tyreek Hill quick. You get it to Waddle quick. If they can do that and keep the Bills from rushing and getting home real quick with Bosa, they can win that game. But you got to get rid of it from Tua, and you got to slow that pass rush down by running the ball. Get it to Achan. You can't go with only giving a running back like that 8 to 10 carries a game. You can't only give a running back 8 to 10 carries a game. They need to run the ball 20 to 30 times. Achan needs to touch it at least 15 times in the ground game, at least, and they'll win that game. And on defense, you contain Josh Allen. You're not going to stop him, but you contain him. And when you don't let him break off the big runs. You tackle him. You gang tackle him. You can't tackle him with one guy. You got to get multiple guys there. And James Cook, same thing. You got to tackle. But if they can do that, put a little pressure on Josh Allen and gang tackle him, multiple people tackling him, at least hold him up so another guy can get there. they can win that game. You watch it. They're going to. They're going to put that pressure on them, and they're going to win the game. Achan's going to he's going to go off because the Bills, look at what Henry did to him first game. Achan's going to run wild. Miami in an upset.
Pal.
I'll let you go, Gomez. I don't want to take words out your mouth.
Tua's gonna Tua. Mike McDaniel is gonna do his nerdy freaking motion here. Let's do a screen pass to the wide receiver there. Every other play, a screen pass to the tight end. That's how that game's gonna go. It's gonna be such a one-sided, lopsided game. Amazon might even cut it short. I'm telling you, Buffalo might sit their starters at the end of the first quarter, not even the first half, the first quarter. Josh Allen might throw for freaking 600 yards in the game. Like, the Dolphins right now.
He might, but Achan's going to run for 250.
This is coming from a Dolphins fan, okay? The Dolphins are an embarrassment currently. Like, it's...
Wonder how they feel about you.
If they lose this game as bad as I think, Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer are probably both out of a job. Like, it is not going to be. You can say that.
This is a job-saving win for McDaniel.
Let's look at it. Right? Defensively, the Dolphins allow 250 passing yards per game estimated right now is what my stat sheet says. 250. Who have they played?
That's probably less than what Allen averages. So, I mean, if they hold them to 250, they're doing pretty good.
Bro, there's no shot. They played Danny Dimes and
who the hell did they play last week? Oh, getting that ball in the end zone.
Drake May.
Getting that ball in the end zone. Yeah, Drake May solid. He had a good week last week. He's a good quarterback, a young quarterback.
Bro.
Big quarterback. He's kind of like a young Josh Allen.
The Dolphins are allowing 33 points per game. The Bills are putting up 35.5 points per game. The Dolphins are only scoring 17.5 points per game, averaging.
Like, two games. What did they score last week, the Dolphins?
20-something, I think.
What was their score, Ben? Find that out.
Yeah. I got to Google it.
Google that, homie.
Week 2.
Oh, I don't even
27. 27.
I mean, Miami could have won last week.
They gave up 33.
It was more of a miracle that they didn't win last week than we.
No, they didn't win because Tua.
They didn't win because
Devil's advocate here. You say against the Patriots, but they're a defensive team.
Bro,
special teams is why they lost.
Miami did not win because. All right, here's how it went. Tua passed it out to Achan. Achan ran it up the sideline, stepped out of bounds. The following drive followed with it was a delay of game, timeout, delay of game. It was 1st and 20. It went to 2nd and 20. They didn't do nothing with it, and then it went to from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 20. They threw a little 8-yard pass to I forgot who. So then it went to whatever and 12. Like, how do you have 2 delay games at the end of the game? How do you have 2 delay games at the end of the game on a potential winning drive, bro? Like, no. That team is so disorganized and so dysfunctional right now. There is no chance that they win that game. 0.
They come together this week. Thursday Night Football. Tune in for the Dolphins beating the Bills.
How are they going to come together? I think Waddle's out? Hang on.
Yeah, I don't know. I got Bills 45-10. I got to agree with Gomez on this one. I mean, they've given up. They're outmatched in every category except for wide receiver, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, they've given up over 100 yards rushing to the Pats and 150 to the Colts. James Cook, this brings me to my start of the week because he's play just popped up somewhere. I don't know. But either way, I got Cook going off this week. I mean, he went off last week, so he's going to be in everybody's lineup, but he's going to be like number one RB1 this week. He's going to just dominate.
Going off of what Clay was saying, do you think for, those bettors out there, you think it'd be safe to say that A-Chain, anytime touchdown? You think you would take that?
I mean, I got Miami only scoring 1, so probably not. Because I
Okay.
got their. I mean,
I was hoping Clay was
they're
there
gonna
for
be,
the question, but
yeah,
you know how that went.
sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, they're going to be playing from behind the whole game. HN. I mean, Clay's theories. I mean, in theory, if they do all that, great.
But they're
But
not.
everybody's got to play until they get punched in the face.
They're not going to do any of that.
No, I'd say Cook's going to cook, and they're going to be Bills are going to be running the ball because they're going to be up, and yeah, Achan's not going to do much. I'd probably sit him if I got him this week. To be honest, he's
going to be the only player on their offense to do anything.
We're going to have to come back. No, it's just not going to go well. Excuse me. Since we don't have play here, we'll go into what you guys all want to hear about the Packers game. So, Luke, clearly, I'm sure you think the Packers are going to win. Everybody calls me a homer personally. I honestly don't think. I think the Browns are going to upset us. Do you want me to go first?
So you're filling in for Clay here.
No, this is my game. This is my game I have.
All right. Okay. First of all, let's just talk about the Packers defense. I'd like to point out Keyshawn Nixon, 5 PBUs last week. He was graded 92% in coverage rate. The other corners seem to be stepping up as well. I had low standards for the Packers cornerbacks going into the season. You watch Jair Alexander go away, and you got these other guys to step up, Keyshawn Nixon, Valentine. And then you got to think about that pass rush. Joe Flacco, he's old. He can't move. He can't run. He's not going to get out of the pocket much. I'd also like to say Joe Flacco, turnovers troubles. He hasn't been finding Jerry Jeudy, in my opinion, his number one target. Same thing with Njoku. Njoku, I think, has had maybe 2 catches last week. I think and then Browns defense, I mean, I don't even know what their defense looks like or where they even stand. I don't even think it's anywhere close. I think Jordan Love is absolutely going to sweep the floor, and I think Josh Jacobs is going to run it down their throat. I think this is just way I don't know that you can.
Not knowing where their defense stands, I'll give you just a little sneak peek. They in a blowout when the Ravens were running the ball because it was a blowout, they gave up 23 yards to Derrick Henry. 23 yards to Derrick Henry. Packers have offensive line injuries right now. Everybody's banged up, even if they're off the injury list and playing. Garrett is he's going to be a game wrecker. Packers, they're great against run defense. I always forget that damn tackle that they got. Graham, is it? I think. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's really good. And yeah, Garrett is going to eat up our tackles and pressure Love all night. They're obviously great at stuffing the run. If they held Derrick Henry to 23 yards, nobody does that. I mean, I don't think he's had 23 yards before he was in Pee Wee football. So they're going to control the line of scrimmage and shut down Jacobs, make Love have to make plays. And if Love feels like he has to make plays, he makes dumb plays. It's maybe he'll prove me wrong. And
Love makes some bad decisions. But
yeah,
I will say this:
shut down the run game, especially with we're run first offense. I'll let you go real quick.
Bringing up the Derrick Henry thing, I think that he just had a bad week, first of all. And then last week, Josh Jacobs, I think he only rushed for 60-some yards. I mean, it's not like I thought the Commanders held our run game pretty well. And then you could tell towards the end of the game, they finally started in some holes and, he scored that touchdown. But even with those offensive line injuries, you can see like Kinnard, he stepped up like almost immediately. You know, coming through the hole, fucking lighting his guy up. I don't think, obviously, when you have a defensive, player of the year on your side, I mean, he's in contention of that every year. You know, he's going to have effect on the game. But I still don't seeing them, having any chance. Packers are hot. They're going to keep playing the same way they've playing. I don't know, but how do you think the Packers defense? How do you think the Browns offense is going to play against? How are they going to win against Packers defense? Because
all they need to do is play smart and not get rid of the ball.
That's what every team needs to do.
In general, but they don't have to make any big plays. They're the key for the Browns, they have to make this a defensive game and be smart. Be smart with the ball. They're going to shut down the Packers offense and make it a defensive game, so they don't. As long as they play like they don't have to put up 30 points in the game. If they can put up 17, I think they beat the Packers.
Yeah.
They don't have a terrible offensive line, and offensively, the Packers, they have a lot of wide receiver injuries. Browns have a good secondary and a great defensive line. They're going to control the run game. They're going to put pressure on Love and make not even physical pressure as far as rushing goes, but they're going to want, as far as the pressure of having to make a big play, they're going to keep on them. And that's going to wreak havoc on the Packers offense. It's going to be a defensive game. And I don't see, and also with the Packers being hot, I think they're overly confident. We just beat two of the top teams in the NFC, and now we're playing the Browns, who just got their ass kicked by the Ravens, who's obviously a really good team. I think we're going to come in there with our heads big, and we're going to get punched in the mouth.
This is like the same thing that we just talked about. It's like playing Miami and the Bills. It's exactly the same game in my opinion.
Not even close.
Okay.
Not even close. Browns have a good.
No.
What did Miami held Derrick Henry to 23 yards?
Not even close because Miami's going to win.
I feel like we got a new Benny Bayless here. Miami's going to win.
Holy shit.
So you're telling me that Browns running back is going to go off. They're going to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
You don't put Packers front forwards, and Edger and Cooper and Coy Walker won't have any effect against their running game.
No, I didn't say that. It's going to be a defensive struggle, but as I said, if they can put up 17 points, I think they win this game. That's not that much. And probably one of those touchdowns is probably coming from a pick six from trying to force Love force something. He's gonna make a dumb mistake because they're gonna shut down the run game. He's gonna feel like he has to make that big play and score 14 points on a drive, and he's going to make a dumb play, probably a pick six, which is going to score one of their touchdowns. And they'll probably put up a touchdown against us and maybe a field goal. That's what I think. 17 points wins this game. It's going to be a defensive battle. I wouldn't start anybody on the Browns offense. I wouldn't start anybody on the Packers offense for fantasy.
Who's the Browns running back?
They got Sampson, and then they also got Quinshawn Judkins, who's back.
Judkins is their number one running back now.
Did he get named number one?
He is named on the depth chart their number one clear-cut running back, and we'll be rolling with him heavy if he understands the playbook that he's read for a week.
Get ball, run ball. I mean, he's the beast of the back.
Well, Jaden Daniels
I don't think he's going to have a
anything.
great game. I think he's probably going to average 3.5 yards a carry and probably come on with maybe 60 yards. But I mean, as long as that's controlling the clock too. That's going to put more pressure. If they can even average that, that's going to put more pressure on Love to make a big play. And when he's in that position to make a big play, he makes dumb plays.
I think Mason Graham and Myles Garrett are going to be chasing Jordan Love down. They're going to be in his face. That's going to be the Browns' goal to victory. from a defensive standpoint is be in Love's face, be as disruptive as possible.
Wasn't that the Lions game plan with Hutch and their front four?
Yeah, that the offensive line for Green Bay is pretty stout, not going to lie.
And
yeah, they're banged up, and
we could go on and on about
Hutchinson's good, but I mean, he came back from his leg injury and he hasn't been the same. He's still a very good, very disruptive player, but he's not elite right now.
He's not
Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett. That guy is, I mean, pretty sure he's a different specimen. Like, he's not human.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we're going to match up with him. I think he's I don't know. I got the Browns upsetting the Packers.
I think you're right about one thing. That 17 points might win that game, but the Browns won't score 17. They'll be lucky to get 7.
It's possible. I mean, the Packers might shut them out too. It is possible, but I don't know. That's my upset of the week is I got the Browns upsetting the Packers, man. I feel it in my loins.
As you have Lambeau behind you, yeah.
Yeah, we'll sell out.
I love the Packers. I love them. I'm just realistic.
Gonna make one of the mistakes he always makes.
Gomez is asking Tori what she's bruh-ing because she just commented bruh. I don't know. She probably just thought picture of Patrick Mahomes or something. All right, moving on to the next game. I mean, we're already 15 minutes over the scheduled time. We're rolling though, so let's keep it rolling. Broncos versus Chargers. Clay, you got the Broncos winning. Chargers going to keep on rolling, baby. They are going to keep on rolling.
Nope, they're going to get bucked off a Bronco.
The Broncos have given up 300 yards to Danny Dimes, and then let me double check this here. They gave up 165 yards and 6.5 yards per carry to Jonathan Taylor. I mean,
a lot of teams have. He's a good running back.
He is, but the Broncos are a defensive team. You don't give up 300 yards or 165 yards to the running back and 300 yards to the quarterback if you're a good defense. They're falling apart. I think that they're a good team. Like I said, I still got them in my top 10. They will figure it out, but they are not clicking on all cylinders. And Chargers, they are firing, man. Not even on all cylinders. They have not figured out their running game, but this is the week. The Broncos have given up running yards to the running backs. Omarion Hampton's going to have a great game. A lot of people are going to think about sitting him, start him this week. I'm telling you. But, I mean, Surtain, he's going to be on Ladd. Ladd's not going to do much this week. Fair. The Chargers have not needed him to do much. Hugh Johnston there and Allen have been playing great. They've been balling. Johnson figured out how to catch a ball, which is a pretty important thing and a great thing for a wide receiver to do. But, I mean, so yeah, go ahead, shut down Ladd McConkey. They got two other guys that are going to be out there balling. And like I said, plus you throw in Omarion Hampton in there, and Herbert has been ridiculous. I mean, Danny Dimes threw for 300 yards. We said earlier, I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but Herbert's threw against 240-2 against the Chargers, and then last week, granted against the Raiders, threw for 318-3. Like, he's going to go off. They're not going to be able to contain him, maybe contain Ladd, unless they end up switching Surtain on to one of the other guys, but then Ladd's going to go off. And as far as Broncos offense goes, Chargers didn't give up a touchdown last week. They gave up a couple of the Saints. It was a close game, or not Saints, sorry, Chiefs. It was a close game, but Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're going to make every game close. Titans defense. The Titans defense. I mean, that's not an offensive or defensive team. They're not good at all. 176, one touchdown and 2 picks for Knicks. That's not going to win the game against Chargers. He might go for under 103 picks. Who knows? Oh, I I see the Chargers winning by what I put the score on here, 24-17. The Chargers just really, they're clicking, and Broncos are not. I don't think this is the week the Broncos figure it out.
Well, Broncos didn't click week 1. Towards the middle, end of the game, they were starting to look a little better. Last week, their offense was looking a lot better. They were moving the ball better. They're not perfect, but they got weapons. Bo Nix is getting better. And they're going to run the ball. J.K. Dobbins.
He's getting a lot better. 1 touchdown, 2 picks for 170 yards. Elite.
Yeah. Huh? Young quarterback. Give him time.
He's looking better. If he's looking better, hate to see him look worse.
Well, the Chargers can't run the football. They're not going to run the football. And they're going to put pressure on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, they played the Raiders last week. The Raiders were able to move the ball. Multiple times they got the ball into the red zone. Close to putting it into the end zone. But Geno Smith missed passes. Guys dropped passes. That was not a clear cut. Oh, San Diego is just way better. I haven't seen San Diego look like that. They've looked good because they are a good team. But they're not that good. You play the Raiders. They got Geno Smith in a new system. And they don't really have much for weapons. They don't really have much for a team. They were able to move the ball. I don't see Bo Nix having a problem moving the ball. I see them, first game of the year, they didn't even know who their running back was going to be. Was it going to be R.J. Harvey or was it going to be J.K. Dobbins? Now they're starting to get that feel for J.K. Dobbins, using R.J. Harvey out of the pass. Sean Payton is a master of using running backs and getting them involved. And that's going to be the key to the game, getting those running backs involved. There's a lot of times in the game, getting running backs involved, getting that running game going. But San Diego won't be able to, or LA won't be able to run the football. They're going to stop that. That's going to be the key to that game. Stop that, and then you got to blitz, and you got to put pressure on Herbert. There's a chance you're going to give up plays. But, that's why you got a Surtain on the outside. You're hoping to slow some of that down, and that gives you a chance. And that's how the Chargers can beat, or the Broncos can beat the Chargers.
You said that Peyton's a master at getting the running back the ball in the pass game. He had Alvin Kamara. Do you credit that to Peyton, or do you credit that to Alvin Kamara, who has continued to do the same thing every year when he's there?
I know Sean Payton's always had good offenses and was always been good.
That's Alvin Kamara. Sean Payton always has good offenses. He had fucking Drew Brees.
Okay. But who creates that, putting that running back into a spot to get the ball in an open field? And the running back is like, hey, look at that, open field over there. That's an offensive mind designing that play for that running back to have the opening. So that is Sean Payton. Yes, it helps having an Alvin Kamara to catch the ball and dance and go after, which Harvey is going to be that guy.
Sean Payton might want to bring out the Boney back. He might want to bring the Bonies back because, unless they give Herbert another pneumo, Chargers are going to roll him. At 24-17. 24-17.
They ain't got no running game.
They're going to. Hampton's good. Their offensive line's good.
Hampton's good. I haven't seen him. What's he got? 30 yards on the year? And a fumble?
Well, maybe.
He's damn good. Maybe on Madden.
Well, yeah, I got him really good on Madden, but
because he jumped up to a superstar on there doesn't mean it's going to happen this week.
Damn straight. You never know. I think he's going to. Jonathan Taylor is a very good running back, and the Colts have obviously been clicking, but 6.6 yards a carry to Jonathan Taylor. He is a good back. He's better than Amari and Hampton, but you can't tell me Amarian's not going to average 4 yards a carry.
I will. Name 5 better running backs than Jonathan Taylor. You
Cook,
can't.
Bijan.
Nope.
Henry, Jacobs.
No.
I think Achan's better. Saquon Barkley, obviously.
No.
Bucky.
Jahmyr Gibbs. I'd throw that in there.
Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah. Montgomery might be better. He's a top 10 back. He's not. I don't think he's elite anymore. If he can prove me wrong, great. But maybe some of that it has to do with them not having an offense at all in the last few years, and teams being able to stack up against them. He's still a really good back. Like I said,
I don't
top
know.
10.
Last 4 or 5 weeks of the year, he averaged about 150 yards on the ground.
What about the other 14?
On the 14, he was hurt. Well, not even hurt. They didn't have really had AR-15 at quarterback, which that hurts enough. He got hurt a little bit. When he's on the field, there are not 5 better guys in the NFL at running the football than Jonathan Taylor. Hell, just a couple of years ago, he was maybe not last year, year before. What was he? The leading rusher and the best running back in football. He signed
I
a
think that was
huge
like
deal.
6 years ago.
No, it was not that long ago. Guy's only 26 years old.
Yeah, he is good, but I don't know.
He is good. He's only 26. He's younger than Josh Jacobs. So what are you talking about?
No, he's not. He's not younger. It might have been the same draft class or something, but
I think Jacobs is 27.
yeah, I think Taylor's not only 26.
I'm pretty sure he's only like 20. I think he was drafted when he was like 20. He's young. He's younger than you think he is.
Yeah, I might be wrong on that. I'd have to look it up. But now you got me wondering. But either way, I feel like he's like 29, 30.
You think he is, but he's not. That's why it's like, oh, he's not that. He's getting old, but guy's not that old. He's only 26. And he's got a good quarterback now. He's got a couple of receivers. A quarterback who understands an offense and how to run it. That's going to help him.
26 years old. He is only 26. All right, we're gonna give you that. So I mean, yeah, he still could be in his prime. He's had a lot of injuries, but either way, I don't think they're gonna be able to stop Hampton. This is a come out game. Start them in fantasy. It's a lock. A lock. I think that'd probably be a lock of the week. Besides like the obvious Bills versus Dolphins, but I'd say that's my lock of the week. Chargers over Broncos.
Going off.
Yeah, going off for like 22 yards and 5 carries because they're going to be playing from behind.
22 yards a carry.
22?
No, not that much. But Derrick Henry ran all over that team. Why can't he?
Yeah, I was getting games mixed up. I was like, wait, didn't he just have 23 yards? But that was Browns. All right, we're going to have to crank through this a little bit faster than expected, but probably the game of the week is Lions versus Rams. Luke and Gomez. What do you guys got for picks? And
you mean Lions Ravens?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I don't know why I lost connection to my camera.
Well, I got the Lions in this game. The Ravens are giving up 410 yards per game, and the Lions are top 5 in offensive per yards per game. You could see last week they got some of their life back. They put a 50 spot up on the Bears. I mean, then again, it is still the Bears. Lions offense, 115 yards rushing per game. That's just about what the Ravens are giving up. I think it's to be a close game. I don't really have much on this game, but I just got the Lions winning this game over the Ravens. Defensive struggles. Derrick Henry struggled last week. He's going to struggle this week too against the Lions front four. Yeah, I don't have much on this game though. But Lions.
Hold on, I totally think I fucked up.
Ben's gone.
Ben's gone.
Yeah, he's not here anymore.
Oh, that's a good thing. Nobody wants to hear his face.
Yes, I'll host this. All right. So, what games are we talking about here?
Oh, I definitely fucked that up. So I completely fucked up and did mine for the Lions, in favor of the Lions and not the Ravens. Oh. But I mean, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry. That Lions defense is going to be tough to overcome, but Derrick Henry's going to be coming back. He's going to be angry. He's going to be mad. Yep. He only had 23 yards last week. Trust me, I'm mad he only had 23 yards last week. Like, what? What is even that, bro? I could run for 23 yards. Hell, Ben probably could run for 23. No, he'd trip on the 1 yard line.
Backwards. With a fumble.
Yeah, statistically looking at this is going to be a lopsided game.
Yes, statistically, it's Lions winning.
100%.
Yeah. But how close do you guys think it will be in reality? Do you think that it's just going to be an offensive shootout, or do you think, it's going to be a battle of defenses, low scoring game?
I think Baltimore is going to win this, and I think they keep the ball on the ground and just don't let Jared Goff have the ball. You beat them. That's how they got to win. Run that ball. I don't know why Derrick Henry doesn't touch that ball 20 times a game, every single game. So if he gets hurt, get your money's worth at least. Yep.
I mean, like you said, statistically, Lions should win, but at the end of the day, it's the Ravens. They got all the weapons that they can need around them. Zay Flowers has looked really well this season. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Holy moly. I don't know what the heck happened there. Everything just, I couldn't figure anything out. It just lost connection to the camera, lost connection to the mic. I'm like, it's all on my computer.
Hello, Ben? Can you see us?
Yeah.
We still can't see you, pal. So.
Did you have to go shake your rubber?
No.
Yeah, but Bruno, isn't Jair hurt again?
Yeah, he's hurt because he had a horrible game last week.
What'd you do to Lambeau? Yeah. You are a fair weather fan.
I don't
know. Why don't you looks like you're in the Brown Stadium now. You in the doghouse?
No, I'm in my kitchen.
Yeah, they're cooking up the Packers this week, apparently.
Hey, something over there. Steak. So I kind of missed where you guys were at. I know you guys are done with Lions Ravens.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, you're all done with that already? All right, so we got some other games we'll touch base on real quick. We'll kind of fly through these, and then we are half an hour over what we planned already. So Bengals, Vikings, who you guys got?
Bengals.
You got the Bengals with no Burrow winning?
Yep.
No, I think the Vikings still got that. Their backup running back's still solid, and they got Carson Wentz. I think they're going to be all right. I think the Bengals or Vikings are going to pull that one out.
Yeah, I got the Vikings on that one.
All right. Next game, Texans Jags. Jags been playing some good ball. I think Jags are going to pull it out. You could convince me for the Texans as well. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but I'm going to go with the Jags.
Texans 0-2. They're coming firing back. I think they got something to prove here. Brian Thomas Jr. really hasn't been that involved in the offense. I think Texans they're going to win this game.
All right, I'll concur there. Raiders, Commanders. Clay?
Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders. I think it's going to be a pretty big blowout. Commanders going to be playing pissed off from last week. And kind of like you said with the Texans, they got something to prove. Falcons, Panthers. I got the Falcons. Probably route them. But it's a division game, so it'll be a close game. It's in division.
I think the Falcons will win, but it'll be a close game.
Falcons for sure.
Gomez, are you still here? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm
just saying, you should probably take that hat off and let people see let them see that in your thumbnail. That's not actually edited at all. That shine, that sparkle that comes off of it is real. It's natural.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Jets versus Bucks.
Jaden Daniels does have a knee injury, Bruno. His status for the game is unknown.
Who's that?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh yeah, he'll probably be back. Either way, I got the Commanders in that one.
Again, close
Not
game, but I'll
without
go
Daniels, I don't.
Even without Daniels, I think they'll be fine.
Without Daniels, I'm taking the Raiders.
I think they'll be all right. Their defense they got a good defense. I think that's going to win the game. Jets, Bucks. Who you guys got?
Bucks.
Bucks, easy.
Man,
Bucks
kind of makes
on
me
the
go with
road.
the Jets. I hate when we all agree, but yeah, I think the Bucks are going to kick some ass. Especially with Justin Fields being out. It's Jets, I think, are going to be lucky to score. Next game, Saints versus Seahawks. Seahawks been playing some good ball. I think the Seahawks pull it out. I think it's going to be a lot closer than we think. But, yeah, Seahawks, they're the better team. I got them winning.
Yeah.
Where's the game at?
I believe it's in Seattle.
12th man.
Yeah. I'll go against the grain. Let's take Saints on this one.
All right.
I think
Gomez.
the Saints have to get a win eventually.
Eventually, do they play Miami at all this year?
No.
That'll be the fight for the first pick. A good game, and we're going to bring Tori on for this, but she wasn't able to make it. Chiefs versus Giants. What you guys got on that one?
Giants.
Y'all both think the Giants are going to pull it out?
I think Giants are winning this game. If Russ plays anything like he did last week, oh yeah.
Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs as well. I hope the Giants win just because, Chiefs starting 0-3. That's next week's podcast in a nutshell right there, baby.
Wilson won't be able to throw it up over top like he did last week.
No.
Every fucking play.
Yeah, if the Chiefs go 0-3, we are definitely bringing Tori back, and all of us are just going to talk shit to her the entire podcast. Then our last game is Cardinals versus 49ers. I think Cardinals are going to pull it off. Tough in division game. 49ers don't have Purdy. They got the better defense, but I think the Cardinals got it.
I like the 49ers team.
Me too. 49ers.
I like the 49ers team, but they're all injured.
I think it's time to start considering a rebuild for them, honestly.
I agree.
They just made Purdy. You can't rebuild.
Rebuild around him, you can.
Yeah, he's a franchise quarterback now. That's what they just paid him.
Yeah. You can definitely rebuild around Purdy, but you got to try getting rid of some of them older folks, trading them off and getting some value out of them because they're all injured all the time now. You're just going to end up eating all that money on your own.
Yeah, trade them all. I can see it. Clay?
Arizona.
All right. We got me and Clay be agreeing on here. We should do like teams one of these weeks. We destroy.
I don't want you with the teammate.
And then, real quick before we end up signing out here, Clay, what's going on in the MLB?
Brewers won.
Real quick, I'll be right back. But you take us into MLB.
No.
You and I think Bardo has got some good takes on this.
Well, the Brewers won tonight. They beat the Angels again. They will beat them last night. They're in the chase for 100 wins. That's what I'm hoping for. They're hopefully, they can get that first round bye in first seed, and then they get the home field advantage in the playoffs because it's going to be critical. Because I think their big team that they're going to have to beat, and I hope they don't play in first round, is Philadelphia. That's going to be a tough team, and they'll be there at the end. And I think Milwaukee, Philadelphia in a championship to go to the World Series would be a tough matchup for Milwaukee. It would be an awesome series. But other than that, I'm banking on Milwaukee getting that 100 wins. That's what I want. Yeah.
Yep.
What you got, Luke?
Cubs clinch the playoffs.
Yes, they did. We could also play them. We could play them as well.
I think we could beat the
Home
Cubs.
field advantage is huge, obviously, in the MLB. That one extra game, 100%.
Mm-hmm. The extra game in Milwaukee where you ain't got to go to Philadelphia, which is going to be awful to play in. Chicago is going to be awful to play in.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to put an extra game there if you don't have to. So that's big. Keep that rolling. Keep winning. 100's a number. You get to that number, you ain't got to worry. Everything goes through Milwaukee. You're set up how you want to be.
Jose Quintanilla was placed on the IL.
Quintana
IL?
placed on the IL. 15 days or what?
I don't know. Yep, 15 days. And then Trevor Megill.
The Brewers bullpen's pretty up right now, but it's the end of the year. I think we'll get a couple days off here. Hopefully, they get that first round bye. I think they'll be just fine. They get that bullpen back up to recovery. They played well all year. They'll continue to play well. Freddie Peralta has pitched absolutely amazing this year. You lean on your Peralta, and then in my opinion, what I think do with Mizorowski is they're just gonna bring him in to pitch in tight spots. I feel like he had those first couple of starts, he got really hyped up, but then I feel like he got kind of wild a couple of those games, and I've been listening. They're just saying that they think that they'll probably keep Mizorowski not to start, but to come in those tight pitches to get an inning or two out of him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He's such a hard person to try to hit for an inning. It's different if you can see him 2 or 3 times, but you see him one time, cool, good luck. But yeah, Brewers got a good team. They're playing some good ball. Just stay hot. Losing Quintana hurts because he's a good pitcher. But the other thing is, I don't know if they will win it, but he should definitely get some consideration as Freddie Peralta for Cy Young. He's been that good this year. He has been that good.
I think he's third on the NL, starting pitchers.
What he struck out yesterday, he struck out another 10 plus, 7 plus innings, 17 wins on the year, all over 200 Ks.
He leads the league wins too.
Yep, he's been lights out for the Brewers. He's been consistently awesome. Yep. He's had one halfway bad start in the last little bit, 1 or 2 that were not great, but still, you're getting pretty good starts at that point. But everything else has just been, he's been lights out. 7 innings, 0 runs, 10 plus Ks, a lot.
How many games are left this year?
We got to the end of the month, a little bit.
Yeah, probably 10.
There's
8 to 10, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think they got 3 series left after the Angels, so maybe 9. Yeah.
So
I think they got 13 left.
Here's a real question for you, MLB guys.
13. If there's 13 from now the playoffs, we really do need that bye.
Mm-hmm. You think they're 91 and 59 or something is their record. Do the math for 100.
We haven't been playing that hot. I honestly not been able to follow them. But most teams like the Brewers, if we're rolling, I want to see us almost not have that bye and keep that momentum going. But yeah, obviously, if we only have 91 wins, that not only, but a couple months ago we talked about they only needed a handful of wins to hit that 100 mark, and it was are they going to hit 115? So obviously we haven't been rolling like we were. So maybe if we do get that bye, that'll help us reset and turn it back on.
More so the bullpen's faltered a little bit here and there is what it's been, but the offense has been good. They've had the leads in a lot of those games the ones that they did lose, and bullpen blew it, but for the most part they've been good. They haven't really struggled. They've lost a couple, but they've been winning series. That's the key. Win the series. Yeah. You gotta win every game, win the series, and that's what they've been done all year, and they continue to do. And that's what you gotta do in the playoffs. You ain't gotta beat them every game. Just win that series.
There's 10 games left, and the Brewers need 7.
7 and 3, you get 100.
Could definitely get it.
They had 100. Here's a real question for you guys, though. How many home runs is Cal Raleigh going to finish with?
I don't know what's he's at right now.
He just tied Kennedy for 56.
56.
He's got 56.
Yes, as a catcher.
As a catcher.
a
I should have been following
switch
this
hitter
more.
catcher. Switch hitter catcher.
He also
At
he
56.
surpassed Mickey Mantle in Mariners all-time leading home runs in a season
He should no doubt win MVP.
by a switch
He
hitter.
is 6 behind Aaron Judge's
Hold on.
record that he set in 2022.
Hold on, I might be a idiot. I'm not going to say the R word on here, but I might be making grilled cheese at 3 a.m. this morning. Did you just say he surpassed Mickey Mantle for the Mariners?
Yeah, Mickey Mantle played on the Mariners, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Did he really?
He did.
Yeah, pal.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought he was a lifetime Mickey.
Like he's having that good of a year. It's historically the best year catchers ever had, by far.
Damn,
Yeah.
somebody should have drafted
And he's a
me.
catcher.
Yeah, when he'd be an afternoon. Somebody drafted me. A couple years passed, though. 2 years passed. And
That's a liability, pal.
A few hundred pounds. So we'll end this real quick. Pre-postseason, I mean, obviously we're going to revisit it once we know for sure who's in, who's out, and how teams are looking going into the playoffs. Who is your guys' World Series pick right now today?
I mean, I'll be biased. It's not because it is because I'll just be biased. Obviously, I want the Brewers to win, but if it's not the Brewers, I think it's the Phillies.
I was going to say, I'm not talking about one. I'm talking about logical thinking.
If it's not the Brewers, it's the Phillies.
Gonzo? You're going to pick the Yankees. Clay?
I'm going to pick Milwaukee, but like Luke said, I think the team that's going to be the toughest to beat for Milwaukee will be Philadelphia. They got good bullpen. They got good starting pitching, but they can hit the ball. Schwarber is a monster. He's a monster in October. That team, like a lot of teams like, oh, they hit a home runs. Well, that team on a flip of a switch could change a game. They did last night. Can't remember, they're playing the Dodgers. Ohtani had a no-hitter going. Pulled him out, and an inning later, the game was 6-5. Phillies were winning. That's how quick they can turn a game around with some of those guys in their lineup. So, between Brandon Marsh, Harper, and Schwarber, they got hitters.
I think Harper finally made baseball fun again.
I don't know that much about baseball, but I'd like to see the Tigers and the Brewers in the World Series.
That'd be
pretty cool.
If it's Tigers Brewers, I might have to take out a loan to go to that game. I want the Brewers to last 10 years. If I've learned anything, they will disappoint us in the playoffs. Something's going to happen. I think we make it to the NLCS in probably 7 games. I would go with Philly, but y'all know how I feel about Harper, and I just can't. I can't pick Harper. So I'm gonna go with LA, even though I don't like them. But I'm gonna go with LA.
Get out of here.
My logical pick. I love the Brewers. I want them to win. I don't want to get too excited.
Also,
garbage.
Shohei Ohtani made his own club. I think it was yesterday. He's the first player to go 50 and 50. 50 strikeouts, 50 home runs.
You were talking club. I thought you meant resort. And then...
No.
Yeah, he made it it's his translator that actually started it. It's premiere for sports betting. I hear allegedly.
So I'm sorry, Luke. What club did he make again?
50 strikeouts, 50 home runs.
Man. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wonder if he bet on that.
Ben could make that club too, man. He could strike out 50 times and give up 50 homers. Trust me, he could make that.
Damn straight. Hey, I've never given up a home run in my career, my life.
He'd also triple the baseline.
Shit, you haven't been on the mound since Little League.
Well, we're not talking about that. It's just statistically, I've never given up a home run. I don't care if I haven't pitched. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with that. Stop bringing up
You
that.
gotta throw a ball over the plate for him to hit it.
All right, guys, we gotta wrap this up. We are almost an hour past our normal time limit here. We had a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. Please give feedback. If you have me on Facebook, shoot me a message. If you don't, at Bubblegum Sports, follow them. We're gonna try to figure out what's going on and have our link to the lives on the page. We're taking suggestions as far as we're looking for a name if we want to keep Chewed Up, if we want a different format, if you want any suggestions at all, want to talk about anything specific, please either send me a message or comment on Bubblegum Sports page to let me know. Otherwise, we will see you next week. I'm not sure when it's going to be, so please watch all that. Thanks for hanging around all night. You guys have a great night. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Deuces.